The year is 1925. The world is changing. Radio is shrinking the globe. Cars are replacing horses, and the Great War has redefined the limits of human cruelty. But there is one place on Earth where time remains frozen, the Mato Grosso. A man stands at the edge of the world's last great silence. He is nearly 60 years old, but his body is made of iron and scars. He is Percy Fawcett. Behind him, the British Empire. In front of him, a green abyss that has already killed hundreds of men who dared to enter it. He is not looking for gold. Gold is for common men. Fawcett is looking for the origin of humanity itself. He is looking for Z. This is not just a story of a disappearance. It is a journey into the heart of an obsession so deep that it consumed 3 generations of a single family. It is a story of how one man's vision was mocked by science for a century, only to be proven right by the very technology he could never have imagined. Prepare yourself. This is the complete, unabridged chronicle of the city of Z. Percy Fawcett was born into a world of maps with white spots. He was a product of the Victorian era, a time when an English gentleman believed that with a compass, a machete, and enough willpower, any mystery could be solved. Fawcett was an artillery officer, a spy for the British Secret Service in North Africa, and a master surveyor. When he first arrived in South America in 1906, it wasn't to find cities. It was to map the borders between Brazil and Bolivia. The Royal Geographical Society needed someone who wouldn't die in the mud. They chose Fawcett. He witnessed horrors that would have broken other men. He saw his companions dissolve from tropical diseases. He saw porters driven mad by the piums, tiny insects that leave blood-filled blisters. Yet Fawcett seemed immune. He claimed that the jungle accepted him. It was during these early surveys that the obsession began to take root. Fawcett began to collect stories. He reported killing an anaconda that measured 62 feet in length, a claim that made him the laughingstock of the London zoological community. But Fawcett didn't care about the opinions of men in suits. He was listening to the people of the forest. The indigenous tribes spoke of ruins hidden in the Xingu headwaters. They spoke of the light that never goes out, artificial illumination from a forgotten age. He began to notice things, strange carvings on rocks that looked like Phoenician script, pottery shards in areas where no one was supposed to have lived. He realized that the Amazon was not a wilderness. It was a graveyard of something colossal. In 1920, Fawcett's theories found a catalyst. In the National Library of Rio de Janeiro, he unearthed a document titled Manuscript 512, written in 1753 by a group of Portuguese fortune hunters known as bandeirantes. The text described a journey through the mountains. After a storm, they saw a massive stone city. They described arches, wide streets, and a temple with a statue of a man holding a golden tablet. Fawcett studied this text like a Bible. He analyzed every coordinate. He believed this was the key. He named the city Zid, the last letter of the alphabet, the final mystery of the world. To find it, he would have to sacrifice his reputation, his fortune, and eventually his family. By 1925, Fawcett was a man possessed. He had failed in 1920, thwarted by his own team's exhaustion. This time he decided he would only take people he could trust with his life. He chose his eldest son, Jack. Jack was 21, tall, athletic, and shared his father's fanatical belief. And Jack's best friend, Raleigh Rimell. They were a strange trio. They didn't take a large party, no radio, no heavy equipment. Fawcett believed a small group could slip through the jungle like shadows. He told the world, "If we do not return, do not send rescue parties. It is too dangerous." It was a prophecy that no one would heed. The letters sent back from the trail reveal a descent into agony. Raleigh Rimell was suffering. His legs were swollen from infections. The insects were relentless. Jack was struggling, though he hid it to please his father. On May 29, 1925, they reached Dead Horse Camp. Fawcett sent his last letter via his native guides. He told his wife, Nina, "You need have no fear of any failure." Then they crossed the upper Xingu. They walked into the territory of the Kalapalo and the Kwikuro, tribes known for their isolation and their fierce protection of their land. And then, the curtain of green closed behind them. The silence that followed was deafening. Over the next 80 years, the search for Fawcett became almost as legendary as the search for Zede. In 1928, George Dyott led the first mission. He found a brass plate belonging to Fawcett in a native village. In the 1930s, rumors emerged of a white king living among the Indians. Some claimed to have found Fawcett's signet ring. Over 100 explorers died in these searches. They were killed by fever, by arrows, or by the jungle itself. The Fawcett mystery became a curse. Every decade a new theory emerged. They were murdered by the Kalapalo. They were captured by a hidden civilization. They had started a secret cult in the mountains. For nearly a century, mainstream archaeology called Percy Fawcett a cracked visionary. They said the Amazon soil was too acidic to sustain large populations. But in the early 21st century, the sky began to see what the ground could not. LIDAR, light detection and ranging. Scientists flew over the Mato Grosso, firing billions of laser pulses through the canopy. What they found was a revelation. Beneath the trees there were moats. There were raised roads connecting circular plazas. There were garden cities that once housed tens of thousands of people. Fawcett wasn't looking for a myth. He was looking for a ghost that was actually there. He had been right about the civilization. He was just 80 years too early to see it. Percy Fawcett never found his city of Z. Or perhaps, in a way, he did. He became the city's eternal guardian. His obsession remains a testament to the human spirit, the part of us that refuses to believe that the world is fully mapped, that the mysteries are all solved. He died in the green eternity, a man who preferred a magnificent death to a mediocre life. The Amazon is no longer a green desert. It is a cathedral of lost history. And every time a new ruin is found, the ghost of Percy Fawcett smiles from the shadows of the Mato Grosso. Fawcett gave everything for a dream. What is the one thing you would risk your life to discover? Tell us in the comments. Subscribe to the Deep Chronicles. Let's keep digging into the shadows of history.